Waiting for people to join me. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Good evening, Ashley. E330. Good evening. Oh, okay. Rejoice is here. I just hope she can see me today. I sincerely hope. Um, hope you can see me today. Okay. I really hope everybody can see me today. Are you here? I've been accepting you. So, can you see me today?
I can.
Really?
Good evening.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying today. End of the day, everybody showed in the video. Did you go back to check last week?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you're supposed to go to So, how are you doing? Good evening. How was your week?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm doing well. Though
Okay.
I had a
Mm,
rough beginning of the day. I've been kind of unwell, but I
sorry.
mean, I had to just show up.
Uh, I started with Kaka and I started feeling somehow, but I'm like, let me just ignore whatever. You go back to where you go back to where the weather is. I don't
It's
want to sleep.
changed. Yeah, there was a big rain here in Ibadan yesterday. So
Really,
yeah,
there was
very
rain.
from the evening up until night, and
Mm,
weather was cool to sleep. And even this morning was looking like it was going to be windy again, but nothing came up today.
Lagos has been extremely hot, and then I think there's enough breeze today. When I came out, because I wouldn't have come out, but I needed to come out. Yeah, my grandma is to be buried this week, so
Oh,
arranged,
sorry.
and I'm not traveling actually because it's in the east, it's in the
Okay.
south rather, south, in Delta. So my
Okay.
parents are going before the end of next week. So burial starts Thursday, so they're just preparing and arranging. So I had to
Can
come
be a
out.
lot of
Hmm.
work.
Hey, you know, this to pack and all of that. And then they have to do what they have to do. Now they planned and they must we thank God for everything at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank God
Where is
for
shower?
this. You said what? She has not come.
Where is shower?
Um,
Okay.
I've been watching and seeing those who have joined. She's not here. I think
Oh,
only three people
okay.
have joined so far. So this lesson from it are very interesting, right? Well, we're looking at how we talk about forgiving, but I think
There
the
are so many
lesson from Easter
other lessons,
basically
self, not just forgiveness. Mhm.
on that, yeah, falls. It's like encompassing all of these things that the attributes we pick from Christ Himself, and
Mm.
I think like I was discussing with my mom recently. I think that there's a lot of commonization about Easter and the relevance of Jesus dying for us and resurrecting in the church. And I don't know why, because I've noticed that maybe people are not taking, okay, shall I say, maybe we are just looking at it like one random celebration or one random public holiday. And people, it's nothing like Palm Sunday anymore, except to go to Anglican churches or Catholic churches. Why? what was the commonization? Why are we making it look like Easter is just one random stuff, right? We cannot make it look like Easter is just anything. And I've seen it. It's now a trend that we are not celebrating and emphasizing the importance of Christ dying for us like it should be, because it's like the 21st century Christians are not seeing the importance and the sacredness of this, of Jesus coming, because that's the main thing. We make noise about Christmas like we're there. I forget that the 33 years that he lived just wrapped up in 3 years, and every other miracle he performed, and then concluding with dying. And so why will we suddenly commonize um this thing? Why will we suddenly make it look like it's just one random? It's just, I don't even think some people even talk about Easter anymore. And I was shocked because I'm like, who talks about Palm Sunday? Just some people who remember, like the churches I mentioned, and then why others don't even talk about it. But the thing is, nothing takes away the significance of what Jesus did, and nothing will take
Mm,
it away. Nothing will
indeed.
take, yes, nothing will take it away. Shewa, I've been trying to accept you, but I don't know why it's not
So really,
working.
so really, to your thoughts, I share the same thoughts, and I think it was last year or 2 years ago. I was saying that Jesus lived to die.
Yes,
The
he
reason
did.
why he came on earth is to die. So the Easter, as it were, that death was the ultimate fulfillment of his purpose for coming. So we can't go ahead and commonize it and then, permit me to say, over celebrate Christmas. Because if you look at it critically, you see that people lay so much emphasis on Christmas. I think because it coincides with the end of the year.
Oh,
People
yeah.
say, happy holidays, compliments of the season. No, it is Merry Christmas. Let's know what we are celebrating. If you want to
Exactly.
celebrate year end, celebrate year end. If you want to celebrate um, Christmas, Christ's birth, celebrate Christ's birth, and don't mix the two. Even those that now say Xmas, that's a different ballgame. Now, we must understand that as believers, constantly, the world wants to attack our faith.
Exactly.
So last weekend, I think on Good Friday, I got this, this channels and update stuff on WhatsApp. People can now join the channel. So I think automatically everybody joins WhatsApp channel, or I was just there somehow. And WhatsApp to the world, they share on their channel if you're following them, you see there's something like Ramadan Kareem, wanting during the fast. Uh-uh.
Hmm.
I know Muslims are fasting, and their fast is going to end by next weekend, thereabout. But we are in Good Friday season. We're in Easter. Can you respect the Christians and say, oh, happy Good Friday or happy Easter? And I waited, I watched. They didn't make a mention of it. I was pleasantly surprised to see that MTN even sent me happy Easter message on Easter Sunday. Like, okay, wow, MTN, that's good of you. Because MTN, their own before is just maybe Happy New Year or maybe Happy Birthday.
Hmm.
No, they don't happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah, Merry
Happy New
Christmas.
Year, happy holiday, and they move. So I was pleasantly delighted. So I want to say that it is the significance that we put on it. It is the importance that we put on it that will make people put the same. So if we ourselves are commonizing it, if we don't spend the period in deep reflection, if that season of Easter doesn't move us to, come closer to God, to retreat and stuff, then I used to see some things like comedy nights on Boxing Day, even on Easter Monday. I'm not saying you shouldn't do stuff to make money, but they'll tell you, oh, a table of 10, table for 10,
For
1 million
one
naira,
million.
blah, 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 and they put tickets, and people go there, drink, and laugh.
Not
And I'm like, is that the
about
essence of
Jesus.
Easter? Do we know what we're doing? So
And I
really,
think it's
you
common.
are right. I think we should bring it back. So the whole Palm Sunday thing, Palm Sunday was when Jesus was celebrated on earth. One
Exactly.
day in his whole life that he was properly celebrated. We know he came as a child in the lowly manger,
Mm-hmm.
but he was publicly acclaimed king, riding on a horse, like that can be like limousine of nowadays.
Exactly.
He was celebrated. So Palm Sunday should be an occasion where people come together and say, come, let's do a big concert. Let's celebrate Jesus in worship for what he
Exactly.
has done to commemorate. So as a child, I used to see people walk the street with palm front, singing and worshiping. I looked out for it this year. I didn't see it. So that validates what you're saying. So I think we need to go back to some of these traditions. It may look like Jesus has died more than 2,000 years ago. He has risen now. Everything's in the past. We're just remembering it. Yes, let's commemorate it. Let's pass it out to our children.
Exactly.
Very important.
Exactly. The way we are heading, right? The Bible already told us that at the end times, men will be lovers of themselves. We want to promote ourselves. Everywhere you turn, people are promoting themselves. You go here, people are saying I've gotten 100 degrees. You go here, people are saying I've gotten this and that. So nobody is really looking at maybe God and what the Bible stands for anymore. If you go to churches and they are also doing the same thing, like churches to be promoting programs that they're going to, sing with Let's Bingo. During Easter, what about Jesus? Is he no longer the reason for the season?
Mm,
Um, it, it, these are things that got me puzzled. And most of the time, I'm not on social media platforms basically to do anything. I don't even scroll to look at anybody's pictures or to know what's happening because everybody is just promoting themselves. Oh, look at me, see me, hear me. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And where is Christ? Why would we forget that Jesus is the reason we are saying happy holidays? We're all looking for public holidays. Praise
mm.
the Lord. But is that the reason? Why is the public the public holiday? Is it for you to just come and flex and forget? Like see what you just brought in. Every public holiday, people are putting in one program here and there. Even
Mm,
gospel musicians are promoting, launching their albums, but you never see them say Jesus is the reason. Why?
mm,
How did we miss it? I don't
mm.
want to mention name. I saw around where I stay, I saw a particular popular female gospel musician was doing her concert at a big location in Lagos. But I didn't see anything about Jesus Christ. I didn't see them saying it's about Christ. So
Mm.
when are we going to really go back to what's that word they used to say? Go back to
The
the
ancient
ancient
landmark.
life. When are we going? Are we ever going to go back? And then because technology is basically taking off,
Mm,
technology is making us forget that before
mm,
we didn't use phones. We love to communicate with God. We love to
mm,
fellowship with what. Thank you, Inyechi. You
mm.
said go back to your first love. Thank
You
you for
said go back to
reminding me. Yes, that's
Onyechi is a
the
guy, oh, it's not a girl.
oh yeah.
Hi, Onyechi. Good to see you.
Okay. So we're here again. So going back to our first love, and we are all
Mm-hmm.
guilty. Carried
Mm.
away with the activities. We get like during Christmas, everybody's concerned about, like you said, the long holiday, the lights, the beauty, spending time with family. Nobody is
Traveling.
remembering that Jesus is still the reason for the season.
Mm.
Shewa, you're welcome. Good to see your lovely face.
Good evening.
Sorry about
Thank you.
that. The network is dealing with all of us. Because I switched off Wi-Fi and put on my own data because I'm not ready for
Please, where
going
is
around.
Shewa?
She's here. I can see her. Hey,
I cannot
sorry.
see Shewa. Today is your turn, no
I
Shewa.
can't see Sophie. I can't see
You
Josie.
see,
I'm just seeing
you
myself.
can't see me.
Can't see us.
No, I
Oh,
can't.
Only yourself.
we're
Ah,
about
Yes.
to.
Shewa cannot see us. So.
Oh Jesus.
Well,
But you see, at the end of like I told Coach Justin that after the show, go back. I think you see everybody. In the video, I went back and I saw everybody. Although I could see everyone on that day, but you guys couldn't see me. So probably at the end of it. Also, we're talking about, we were just reflecting about how we have evolved from being sober during Easter. People are on the street dressed as Jesus. He's covered in blood. They are flogging him. What happened? And now we are not even seeing these things happen anymore. I remember during Easter we think about the things we've committed. Many of us are ashamed. We want to be sure that Christ has had mercy on us. A lot of people are you be kind of guilty mark on
Then we
your head.
watch Passion of the Christ, and then we cry again on Good Friday, and all of that.
So so
For
that time
years, all
okay,
the
now we're
time.
talking about Passion of the Christ. Is there Passion of the Christ on Netflix? Is there Passion of the Christ on
Ah,
Prime? So what are we
Netflix.
saying?
No,
Like
no.
we are,
No, I don't think so.
you see. So these are the things. How many churches before there used to be film shows? Didn't your church do film shows for you? They showed Passion of the
Yeah.
Christ. They showed some
And
entire
then we
movie.
used to go on evangelical crusades or community outreach to preach,
Look
Outreach.
at it.
medical outreach, and all of that. So that, I mean, Easter is a time of love, right? To show the love of Christ, preach the gospel,
Oh
and all of
wow.
that.
Just imagine. And then where are we today?
Mm.
All over the place
Food
saying
for
happy
thought.
holidays. And crusade. They're not saying Easter. Jesus is the reason for the Easter. He died for you. He saved you. He came to the world. He didn't care about who he was or
Mm,
who he is. He
mm,
left all of that very few. We're not transmitting all these things. And then
mm.
we need to remind ourselves. We don't need to say, happy holiday. I can't, like those of us that work. Hey, you start counting. When is the next holiday? You're already calculating what you do during the
It's
Muslim holiday.
next week, oh.
That, so that's what we have customized all this sober season of Easter. I heard it was only, I don't know, maybe other churches did, but I heard only one. I saw only one that they were on the street. Before, you have many churches on the street with a cross, and people carry the cross and they're crying. Now, some people don't even know what that
Well,
is.
I saw something like that on TV. I think it happened in the UK.
You see? So now, because we cannot forget all of that in 1999 and say, this is 2024. We can't be carrying cross
Let's
on the street. No, let
move on.
them, let
Yeah, but I think we need to put a balance to that. In as much as we cannot really act out what Jesus went through,
exactly.
and Jesus is no more on the cross. His reason we are to celebrate, but we are also to reflect soberly and make it known
Exactly.
to the world that something is happening. It's not a normal weekend.
Mm-mm, it's not.
And it's then
I remember that
it is
time.
not a weekend of party like express jollof rice and things like that. Because we see Easter as a time of relaxation, especially those of us that are working. The time where you can you're not going to work Friday and
Eh,
Monday, you're like, thank God, though. I want just to lie down on my bed,
because from
things
January,
like that.
February, March, there's no public holiday, and suddenly April. Come on now.
God of heaven. It's so long. So we started out the Friday by Thursday night traveling, Friday staying here, Saturday one Owambe, Sunday another one, Monday you wrap it up with hangout. What is that? Everything was about flexing and nothing about, and it's becoming so common that you see now people now take
Go and
advantage
sit down. Go
of
and sit
the
down.
things that's when they'll fix all these funny programs. There's some people also say, time to hang out with my guys, and then you spend the time drinking. Jesus didn't die for that. Then you spend, like Coach Justin mentioned, they organize all these programs and comedy show. All the ones that has not done comedy show yet would fix it during Easter. The other one is already planning for Christmas. What are we really doing? There is,
Then
like I
Easter
said,
eggs. Did you hear of Easter eggs?
I'm still trying to, and nobody has been able to explain what
Easter
that
bunnies,
is.
Yeah,
How
bunnies
does
and
it
rabbits,
eggs.
and
correlate?
eggs.
So how do maybe
Shewa,
the
tell us.
people,
Shewa, tell us.
what does it
Well, I really don't know much about it, right? But
It's a
people now use
tradition in the
eggs
UK.
as a representation during Easter. You would see most companies that were even saying Happy Easter, things like that. it was, eggs and such that they were putting eggs in baskets that they were putting in their flyers and logos and things like that. And that actually takes us away from what Easter is meant to be, which is the resurrection of the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. So I think the use of those eggs now is like so many people these days are forgetting that Easter is actually about Jesus Christ
Mhm.
and not about, eggs and bunnies that people are portraying to be.
Surprisingly, I got to know about eggs a few years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, from a friend. When I started using Canva and stuff, like Easter eggs, that, oh, she did her master's in the UK. She was like, that's how they do, like during Easter. So I think it's an English thing. But I went to Canva to say, okay, let me look for a design to do Easter flyer. Something I can edit. Every time I was seeing had eggs and bunnies. I'm like, what is all this? There was no cross, no Jesus, no empty tomb. I'm like, eh? So, so people want to go and design from the scratch. So I really don't know much. Maybe I'll read about it, about the history of using Easter eggs or something like that. But that's far from what we want to celebrate in Easter.
Um, So basically, we need to know because when I see it, I get upset. Even when you type Easter, I can type Easter for you right now and screenshot it. You would see an egg pop up aside, like an egg with a cheek coming out. You are laughing. That's what comes out. I had to, as I typed this topic now, immediately I typed Easter, it showed me the egg. So I went to the emojis part and I typed cross. Then I typed son. Then I got the second one. Then I went for the angel. What is going on that we don't respect Christ anymore? I use the word commonize, and I don't think God would be happy with the way things are. The way because Christians are responsible for anyhow the way the world wants to treat treat Jesus Christ. We're responsible. We commonize him. You see someone celebrating Easter and they are inappropriately dressed and you expect them to come to your God. Does your God tell you to be inappropriately dressed? These are the issues. They are saying you are going for Easter something in church and you are not even dressed well. They would say, I know, they would rather follow the God of Aminad than follow the God of Justin. I'm telling you, these are, and
No,
I,
not
no,
me in Jesus'
I'm not, that's just the name that came to. It's not like it's you. So, because there's a video I watched, I'm sure some of you have seen Pastor Oroko saying it. Both of you went to the same Harvard. Why is your own translating to what? Nudity. I don't want to use the other word she said. Because we are, if we are not saying these things, it looks like we are. What makes me laugh about a lot of us that are supposed to be born again is that we say they are judging. Who is judging you? You're
name.
already judged.
Mm, that thing, I don't like hearing it. Don't judge me. What is don't judge me? Somebody
They'll
telling you
say
the truth
no.
from
They
the
say
Bible's
no.
perspective, so we are judging you.
These are the issues. So when someone says no, no, I rather follow the God of Aisha. Why? Because they see Aisha properly dressed. Why I'm bringing this is that all these things surrounding us celebrating the death and resurrection of Jesus. You go to Christmas, it's the same thing. We're talking about you being. This is a season to remember that Jesus suffered for me. Took away everything. Took away my pain, sickness, death, lack, everything. He took it away. Now this is the time to say now what to go and spend